Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a tag video and a very interesting tag video. There are several parts to this tag video and there's a separate perfume for each category under this tag. So this tag has come from the gracious Brenda from Moody review channel, and I have linked her channel in the description box. You can go and check her out. She's an amazing person and obviously with a lot of creativity in her mind. Thank you Smurfy girly Claire for letting me know that this tag video is for everyone, so I can really have a good time bringing this video to all of you. So let me explain the tag first. Here are 9 categories, and for each category, according to my collection and my experience, I have to name each perfume. So the first category is unicorns are real. Now this means that this is the perfume that I have spent the longest time hunting it down and searching for it, going after it full on. And honestly, in my case, this is literally the case. This is literally the case where I had to spend more than a year searching and hunting this perfume down, and it has been a real hunt. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to in order to procure this perfume. So my first perfume for unicorns are real is Tom Ford Shanghai Lily. This, oh my god, this is a beautiful perfume, no doubt about it. And one of the reasons that this is not a blind buy actually. This I saw this many months ago on another fragrance review, and there it was mentioned that this perfume has been discontinued by Tom Ford, after which I went to Sephora and I saw that this is available there. But then I didn't know that it's actually not available. The last piece, that was just the sample, that was the tester which was there, which I sniffed and I loved the perfume. And okay, this is a very spicy and yet floral, oriental, very oriental. There are floral notes, there are spicy notes, very strong floral and strong spicy notes, and there are some woody notes in the background. That is kind of playing a game, and beautiful game indeed. This is, in my opinion, this is a very mysterious, very alluring kind of a fragrance for women. And though this is targeted mainly for women, I think it is clearly an unisex for fragrance, in my opinion. I think both men and women can carry it off with perfect comfort, absolutely no problems at all. So Shanghai Lily, I think I've spent close to a year and a half now, probably a little more than a year, of course, definitely trying to source this perfume, and I have finally got it in my hand. Okay, so the next category is House of the Rising Scent. So this is about a fragrance company, a brand which I have discovered recently, and I'm totally in love with it. So for me, this fragrance company is not very new. This is I think this was launched in 2015, but I came to know about this in 2019, and ever since I wanted this, and I couldn't be more happier getting this perfume for myself. And I dare say this was a little expensive for my budget, but still I got it with a little difficulty, of course. But I'm very happy because this is almost like a collector's item, especially for someone who loves fragrances. This is worth at least 5 other fragrances that in my collection. So this is Initio and this is Oud for Greatness. This is, so far, I think this would be the best oud that is available. I have not sniffed too many oud fragrances. Of course, this is the first major purchase that I have made as far as oud is concerned. There are some others, but their oud plays not a primary role. This is like a fragrance with a primary oud note, And I'm very happy with my purchase because this oud is not the typical raw, sharp oud kind of a oud smell that I got in my first experience with Tom Ford fragrances. This is more of a sweet and a more likable oud. So definitely I'm very happy with my purchase. This is Oud for Greatness from Initio. The next category is Heart the Hype. So this category is where I have to pick up a fragrance which is extremely popular right now, and it's totally worth it. Like, the hype around it is totally well deserved and worth it. So my pick would be Nishane Ani, and I think I told you guys before that my fascination for this fragrance came with this 3-letter word Annie over here, because most of my friends called me that, and I thought, okay, I'll have a fragrance with my name on it. But the moment I got it, it was pure love. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful, I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful fragrance than this. It's just times are such that most of us are stuck at home and we are not going out too much, because I would really like to wear this more often than I just got like only a couple of chances to wear this. So this was launched in 2019 and instantly it kind of hit the popularity rates, and it's so worth it. Beautiful gameplay. There's a beautiful blend of cardamom and bergamot and patchouli here. But again, vanilla plays a very important role. So Nishane Ani is worth every cent of the money that I paid for it. It's beautiful. So it's definitely Heart the Hype. So the next category is Renounce the Ounce. Renounce the Ounce is about that fragrance which you have bought but you feel it's overhyped. You may not have bought it also, but you have sniffed it and you feel it's very overhyped. It's not at all worth the excitement surrounding it. So I feel very bad to say this, but there is really not a single fragrance in my collection where I can say that they are all beautiful, but there is one fragrance. It feels bad because I use it thoroughly and I use it with a lot of happiness, but yes, compared to the others, I feel Mugler's Alien. I think many of the fragrance reviewers would want to just kill me after hearing this, because this is probably a record holder when it comes to sillage and longevity and things like that. But it's just the Indian jasmine note. It's just the Indian jasmine note, that's very heavy, very intense, and there is no mellow down, there is no dry down as such on my skin at least, and it remains exactly the way I applied it. And so compared to others, guys, I love it, but just because out of heavy competition in my collection, this kind of has gone back a little, because sometimes I find it a little not headache inducing, a little overbearing to wear it. It's very intense and it kind of gets a little too much, and that is the only reason where I feel a little it could have been a little lighter, or maybe there could have been a little dry down. It would have been so much more better. So I feel bad to say this. This is Renounce the Ounce. This is Mugler's Alien. Next category is Love is Blind Buying. I am the queen of blind buying. I'm proclaiming myself as the queen of blind buying. I have so many masterpiece fragrances in my collection that are blind buys and that are total hits, that are like some of the best. And I think only in my last video I said that so far the best blind buy experience has been Zen. Well, for that video, in that collection, definitely. But if you consider my entire collection, Zen is definitely not the only one. There are several others that are amazing blind buys. So I had a difficult time choosing which one to pick for this. So I picked up this one. This is Remember Me from the House of Jovoy. Here. Now I was about to buy, I was on the verge of buying another fragrance from this collection, and last minute, oh my god, this is so beautiful. Last minute I was recommended this fragrance, and I opted for it, and it was just a leap of faith. It was just a leap of faith because I had no idea of this fragrance. I just knew this was a chai fragrance, and cardamom, chai, and vanilla and milk. So definitely I'm a tea lover, and I'm a milk and sugar tea lover. So not that, but I just went for it blind on it was a leap of faith, as I just said, and this was totally worth it. I cannot recommend this more. This is and the funniest thing is, there's milk notes, there's chai notes, there's vanilla, and there is cardamom, and it would seem like a thick that milk tea kind of a thick vanilla kind of a fragrance, but no. Oh, there's so much freshness into it because there's bergamot in it, there's lemon in it, there's ginger, there's frangipani. So a lot of other notes are there infused beautifully into this fragrance, and it is so beautiful. It is a gorgeous fragrance. So this is another master blind buy. I mean, I deserve all the credit. I mean, I think I deserve a lot of credit for blind buying. So this is another success as far as my blind buying is concerned. The next category is crystal baller. This is about the fragrances that I'm really looking forward to buying. There's I'm really anticipating, and I'm really looking forward to buying, and I have a lot of hope and a lot of expectations from that brand. So there are a lot of names on my wish list. So I think the one brand that I would really like to try is Jo Malone. I don't have a single fragrance from that brand. I don't have anything, no tester, no sample, nothing. So I would really like to try something from that brand, especially in the coming seasons, in the summer season. And I'm told that Jo Malone fragrances are not the best when it comes to longevity, and they are very light, they don't last very long on the skin. So I would really like to try a few, especially I've heard so many good things about a few of them. So I'd really like to try at least one and check it for myself, because I think we all know that perfumes behave differently on different skin types, and even if it is not a very high on longevity fragrance, I think I've heard so many good things about the perfumes. I would really like to try one and then think about buying the second one. So I'm really looking forward to Jo Malone fragrances this year at least. The next category is I Take It Rare. So this is talking about one fragrance in my collection, which is definitely one of my rare picks, and I think Shanghai Lily would definitely qualify for that because it's discontinued. But then I'm lucky, I have another fragrance with me. I'm very happy I have been able to get hold of one, because right now I'm told that there aren't too many in circulation and it's very difficult to find one. So I consider myself very lucky, very honored to have found one. So this is Angelique Noir from the House of Guerlain. And I think I mentioned I brought this out on one of my haul videos, or another video. I think before this I brought this out, and I think I mentioned that this is a very complicated fragrance and this is new to my collection, so I'll have to spend some time with it in order to know it better. but I was wrong and I was right in a way. I was wrong that this is a complicated fragrance. This is not at all complicated. I just had to spend some time with it in order to know it. Okay, so the perfume opens with a heavy, I think, angelica note, with a heavy floral note, which is, in my opinion, angelica. And then it kind of melts down to this beautiful vanilla fragrance. This is probably the best vanilla fragrance that I've come, one of the best vanilla fragrance that I've come in contact with. And it's a beautiful fragrance with an amazing longevity. I think I sprayed it on myself around 8 p.m. in the evening, and I could smell it even on myself even on the next morning. It was that good. Yeah, so when I woke up, I kind of, okay, what's that thing about me? It's like, okay, this is the vanilla fragrance. And then I remembered I sprayed Angelique Noir the previous evening, and it is that good when it comes to longevity. The next category is I am stuck on Band-Aid. So this category asks me to name a perfume which I would like to create for any of my favorite stars, like could be a movie star, who could be a rock star, pop star, anyone. So I think if I got the chance, I would like to prepare or make a perfume for, I'm not qualified enough, but I'd like to, that's a dream, for two very, very strong women, in my opinion. Two beautiful, gorgeous, and two very different women, but these are the two women that I kind of grew up listening to their music, her music, and watching her movies. So one is Madonna and the other is Julia Roberts, two of my favorite women in this world, besides my mom and my grandmom. So I really, really think they are such strong women, amazing women, two very, very strong women in my opinion, and very, very beautiful, very gorgeous women. And both the women have had an incredible interest in India and Indian culture. I still remember the time when Madonna was in Varanasi, and she spent a considerable amount of time here trying to learn Sanskrit. She spent learning yoga, and the same can be said about Julia Roberts as well. When she was in India shooting for her film, she spent a lot of time understanding Indian culture and taking an interest in yoga and also in Sanskrit. So it is for that reason, keeping that in mind, I could create a perfume, and I would like to probably name it Nirvana if possible. I don't know if that name is taken, and or I could name it Moksha, and it would have all my favorite notes. And my favorite notes are too many to name, but definitely at the base there would be vanilla, there would be patchouli, there would be amber, musk, there would be some bergamot at some point of time in the process. There would be so many other notes, I'm really confused, but these are the few notes that would be definitely there. So this would be my perfume for these two ladies who have entertained me, both of them. They've entertained me in my life so much. Back in the day when I was in school, there wasn't much to, no internet, no social media. So these ladies, one with her amazing music and one with her amazing movies, they kept us so beautifully engaged and happy. So this is my return gift. So I've come to the last category and the last category is brain farts stink too. So this is a category where I have to name a particular fragrance from my collection that I have bought with a very high amount of money, of course, and I regret it. Unfortunately, I don't have that fragrance with me. it was, I mean, this is the only blind buy that I probably regret, and I kind of did away with it. I sold it back as soon as I could. And this is, if I'm naming it correctly, it is called Royal Princess Oud from the House of Creed. It was a different kind of a fresh fragrance, definitely, but it was very sharp and too strong for my taste. And I did not find even a hint of oud in it. So I really don't know how could they name it oud, because I could not find any oud in it. And I'm very happy I got it. I could actually do away with it. And so that was my list of fragrances in this tag video. I have listed all the categories in the description box. So if you want, if you can, do list out your fragrances, your fragrance choices in the comment box below, and let's hear it from you. I'm tagging all of you, so if you can, do list out your fragrances and let's see what are your choices. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed bringing this to you. This was a really interesting tag, and I'm so grateful to these ladies for having us on board with these tag videos. So till I see you soon in my next video, lots of love.